In the ideal world, you'd like to open a trade, let it run its course, and when it closes with a large profit. But the reality is that sometimes you need to actually close a pending order or an open order at a specific time. There are basically 4 trading timelines that can do this. There are 2 that are specifically for a Friday. That's the Friday last orders line and the Friday close all open orders by a specific line. It's basically a close for the weekend. And then there are 2 other lines, and these lines can be used on any day of the week. And these lines are close all pending orders, which we refer to in the code CPO, and close all open orders, which is the COO. And they can be used on any day of the week, including Friday as well. We also, as an additional feature here, have one alert timeline. And the purpose of the alert timeline is basically to alert you for a specific event. For instance, it may be that a news item is coming out, and just prior to that you want to know about it. Okay, so let's look at each of these lines in turn in a chart and see how they work and how the presets need to be set up to get the best out of these features. Let's go to the charts now. Okay, so firstly we're going to talk about the Friday closing. So we're looking in the expert advisor, we've gone to the expert properties, and we're now looking at the variables in the presets. At the moment we've got it set on the Friday and the value is 5. For most users this will be 5, as in Friday is the last working day, the last Forex day of the week, and therefore it's the 5th day. If it turns out that the Forex market doesn't actually close for you on the Friday, then you can adjust it accordingly. 5 is Friday, 6 Saturday, 4 is Thursday. Okay, now let's just quickly jump up to the variable above, the primary currency pair. Because you have the option to set the Friday close so that it closes out all trades over the weekend, and there's a possibility that you might be running, let's say, 10 or maybe even 20 different charts at the same time. You don't want to have 20 emails telling you the same thing. So as long as one of your charts is the Euro US dollar, and if it isn't, let's supposing for instance that you were using a different currency, it might be the Japanese yen US dollar, doesn't matter, then as long as one of those charts is open, then you will get an email, because it will only send it the once. Okay, so let's move down now to the Friday last trade time, which is on. You can set that to false or true. We'll have it true for the moment, and we'll also have the Friday close all trades as true. The time here is broker time. This is 6 o'clock in the evening and 11:45 in the evening, broker time, as opposed to local time. So let's just see what that looks like on the screen. We're pressing start, we're already loaded for a Friday, and there we go. So if I just show you here, this is our first line. Any trade that hasn't opened by the time you've reached this line here will not open, and any trade that goes to the second line will close out. So we're basically saying we don't want to open any trades after the first line, and we don't want to have any trades running over the weekend. Now most lines are dynamic, but if you try to move these lines, they will jump back. The only way to change these lines is within the presets itself. Now let's have a look at a different setup here. So we'll go down to the Friday close, gone too far, there we go, and this time we want to close out on the Friday, but we don't want to restrict any open orders before then, so we're going to ignore the 6 o'clock. Now when we run the chart, we'll only have the one line on the chart. And there it is. Now the other alternative would be, supposing for instance that you didn't want to open any trade after 6 o'clock. Actually, we'll change that to false, so we're not going to close anything over the weekend, but we're going to change that time to 4 o'clock. Sorry, 4 o'clock to 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So what we're saying is any trades that are not open by 2 o'clock in the afternoon we want closed, but any trade that is open we're going to carry even over the weekend. Let's see what that looks like. So no new trades from this 2 o'clock time, but we're not going to close out over the weekend. Okay, let's look at another scenario. Let's find Friday. There we go. We can have them both set to true. We'll set that one to 8 o'clock again. But this time we'll make the Friday a Thursday. Now we need to change our day to Thursday so we can see it, and then we press start, and there we have it again. We're now calling our Friday a Thursday. And of course the other option you have is set that back to Friday. In the expert properties is to come down to Friday and turn that off, and that one off, so they're both false. Okay, start. If we look closely now, okay, there are no early close lines on Friday. So let's look at the next one now, which is we want to close a pending order. So for this we're going to stop this, and we'll have a look at the pending order running on a demo account so that you can actually see the alerts popping up. So let's move across to a demo account. Here we go. This is an example of a piece of news. If we move this news to the 12th at 19:00 and save that. That will pop over here. There we go. That doesn't need any more. We just move the news. Right, now let us suppose, for instance, that where are we now? We want to move this into 5-minute chart. Wait for an opening tick. There we go. Now let's suppose we are wanting or thinking about selling if it drops below that line. But we do not want to open a sell trade once it gets to that point. So we put in our cancel pending order, click OK, and there we have it. I'm going to move that over one more line. So we can, oh, we've triggered it already. Okay, so here we can see pending sell line close orders were removed at the CPO line in the Euro US dollar at 16:50, 15 minutes. That is actually local time. And that noise you hear there is an email coming through to my mobile phone to tell me that the pending order has been closed. The line itself has changed to grey. Okay, let's now create a cancel open orders line. Now we don't have any open orders at the moment, but the line is still in place anyway. So as soon as this is triggered, there we go. It says no trades running at the cancel open orders line. Now what I'm going to show you now is what happens to the line once that is triggered. So let's go back to our expert properties and click start. Now we're going to put in here sell line close, and we're going to add a cancel pending order line, and we're also going to add a cancel open orders line. Let me zoom into that. There we go. Now these are dynamic, so we can move these around. Unlike the Friday lines. So what we're going to do here is, this is a pending order, so I'm going to just drag this through the line, and you'll see the sell stop order will disappear and the line will go grey. Okay. We're looking to sell off this line. We're not going to bother with a close pending orders line right now. We're just going to put that like that. We're going to move that across to there to trigger the trade. There we go. And what we then want to do is we want this trade to be cancelled by this specific time. So what is the time on this order? 1:30 in the morning. So let's drag that over. Speed this up. What are we in? 30-minute bars. Okay, let's just drag that over one more. There we go, and it closed out. So it closed out our trade at the line, and it says here trade's now closed at midnight on the 15th. Okay, so let's have a look at the alert timeline now. So we know that there's a piece of news coming out there. We want to be alerted before it. This piece of news is coming out. Let's just move that over there a minute. This news is coming out at in 15 minutes time, so we want to be alerted, let's say 5 minutes before it. Okay, and now we're saying alert me at 7:10 in the evening. At the moment it is now 7 o'clock. So let's pause this and then we can see what happens. Okay, so we're now in the final 20 odd seconds before the alert should come off. See, if you're stuck on 11 seconds, it's probably going to jump down to 3 in the next tick. Oh, there we go. So there we have an alert request for the Euro US dollar at 17:10. That's local time. It's actually 10 past 5 right now. The actual market itself is 10 past 7, or at least it's displayed that way through the broker. So you can see that the line itself has gone grey, and there's my email to let me know that I've had an alert request. Let's stop there.